A few days ago, the company behind Claude put out a warning. They said AI is getting too powerful, too fast, and it's starting to get dangerous. And then today, they released the most powerful model they have ever made public. It's called Claude Fable 5, and according to Anthropic, this thing can work on its own for days on tasks that no model could ever handle before. So what is it really? Is it actually dangerous? And can you use it right now? Let's break it all down, piece by piece. First, one thing you need to understand, because this is where everyone gets lost. Until now, the top of the line at Anthropic was the Opus class, their smartest model. But internally, they already had something above Opus, a class of models they call Mythos. More powerful, but considered too sensitive to release as is. So what is Fable 5? It's the public, safety-tuned version of Mythos. The idea? Take that raw Mythos class power and make it safe for everyone. The big brother, Mythos 5, stays locked away, reserved for hand-picked partners through a program called Project Glasswing, plus a few biology researchers. We get Fable 5. Now here's the real selling point. Older AIs, you give them a task, they answer, and after a while they lose the thread. Fable 5, according to Anthropic, is built for long, autonomous, asynchronous tasks that previous models simply could not sustain. Inside an agent setup, like Claude Code, it can work for days straight. It plans across stages, it delegates to sub-agents, and it checks its own work. And we need a concrete example or it's just talk. Here's one. Stripe. According to Anthropic, Stripe used the model to migrate a 50 million line Ruby codebase in a single day. The same job by hand was estimated at 2 months. 2 months compressed into 1 day. That is the promise of Fable 5. Okay, demos are nice, but what about the numbers? Anthropic says Fable 5 is state-of-the-art on nearly every benchmark they tested. I'll give you the ones that matter. And keep in mind, these are their numbers, to be confirmed over time by independent third parties. Number 1. On their complex data analysis benchmark, long, messy tasks, Fable 5 is the first model ever to cross 90%. That's a 10-point jump over Opus in one go. And here's the key detail. The longer and more complex the task, the bigger its lead gets. Number 2. On a finance benchmark run by Hebia, Anthropic claims the highest score of any model, reading documents, interpreting charts and tables. Number 3. On GenSpark, head-to-head, Fable 5 beat every model tested, especially strong at interface design and video game code. Number 4, and this is the wild one, vision. Anthropic calls it state-of-the-art at anything involving vision. The demo? The model finished Pokemon Fire Red using a vision-only setup, just by looking at the screen. So how much does it cost? For developers, through the API, $10 per million input tokens, $50 per million output tokens, with a 90% discount on input if you use prompt caching. And here's the clever part. Anthropic says that's less than half the price of the Mythos preview, so more powerful and cheaper than what they had before. But here's the real news for most of you. If you're on Pro, Max, or Team, Fable 5 is included for free inside your limits until June 22nd. After that, you'll need usage credits. So if you want to test it without spending an extra cent, it's now. You've got a window of just a few days. How do you actually access it? In Claude Code, you just type /model and pick Fable 5. It's literally the banner popping up in the app right now. Through the API, it's live for every developer. And it's already landing in third-party tools. The legal platform Harvey added it on day 1. Now, the thing we have to talk about, because this release is strange. Anthropic spent the week warning that its own models are becoming dangerously capable in cybersecurity, in biology, and 4 days later, they released the public version of that exact model. The press jumped on it. TechCrunch, NBC, CNBC all ran the same headline. So how do they handle the risk? With a system I actually find pretty clever. Fable 5 runs with classifiers that monitor the conversation. The second it touches 3 sensitive areas, cybersecurity, biology and chemistry, and distillation, meaning attempts to copy the model itself, the system cuts Fable 5 off and automatically switches to Opus 4.8, the older, more cautious model. Basically, for anything that could cause serious damage, it's the less dangerous model that answers. And according to Anthropic, that's rare. More than 95% of Fable 5 sessions run with no switch at all. Bonus, when it does switch, you are not charged at the Fable rate. On pure security, they claim over 1,000 hours of red teaming, with no universal jailbreak found and 0 harmful requests fulfilled across 30 public jailbreak techniques. One outside partner even called it the most robust model they had ever tested. And here's the detail I really want you to remember, because it is easy to miss. To monitor for abuse, Anthropic now forces a 30-day data retention on all traffic for Mythos class models, Fable 5 included. And that's even if your company had a zero retention agreement. To be fair, Anthropic says this data is not used to train the model, every human access is logged, and everything is deleted after 30 days, in almost all cases. But if you work on sensitive material, that's a real change to know about before you drop your code or your documents into it. So, the verdict. Fable 5 is 3 things in one. 1. A real jump in power. First to cross 90% on their analysis benchmark, able to work for days on its own. The Stripe demo alone, if it holds up, is massive. 2. A bet on safety. That automatic fallback to Opus 4.8 is a new way to manage risk. 3. A privacy trade-off. That forced 30-day retention is the price of this power. My honest advice? Use that free window until June 22nd and test it on a real, long task. A migration, a big refactor, a data analysis, and judge for yourself whether it works for days is true or just marketing. If this saved you time, a like and a subscribe genuinely help. And tell me in the comments, what's the first thing you'd put Fable 5 to work on? And if you want me to actually let Fable 5 code an entire project on its own for 24 hours straight, type 24H in the comments. If enough of you do it, I'll make the video.